Elara Vance was once a famous architect. Her buildings won awards, and her name was known around the world. But one day, a bridge she designed failed during a terrible storm. Nobody died, but the damage was huge. The press blamed Elara, her company collapsed, her husband left her, and her daughter Lena stopped speaking to her. Elara lost everything. She moved to a forgotten coastal town called Salt Creek, where she lived alone in an old lighthouse. Every day, she sat in her studio and drew blueprints that nobody would ever build. She had stopped believing that anything she built could ever stand. One stormy night, Elara found a teenage boy in her kitchen. His name was Kai. He was 16 years old, and he had run away from a foster home. For 2 months, he had been living in an abandoned cannery. His mother had left him at a bus station when he was 7. Elara made him a cup of coffee and let him stay. One night became a week, and a week became a month. Kai slept on an old couch in Elara's studio. Kai was angry and suspicious, but he was also brilliant. He had taught himself coding and 3D modeling. One evening, he found an old blueprint on Elara's table. It was called the Floating Garden Pier, a structure that could generate tidal energy and protect the town from storms. Kai said, "This is beautiful, why didn't you build it?" Elara said, "Because I don't deserve to build anything anymore." Kai looked at her and said, "My mother told me I would never be anything. I believed her for 9 years. But this drawing makes me think she was wrong about me. And I think you are wrong about yourself." That night, something changed. They stayed up until sunrise talking about the pier. Kai showed her how to turn her sketches into digital models, and Elara taught him engineering. The next morning, Elara went to Mayor Horst. The mayor had no money and no hope. But when Elara spread her blueprints on his desk, the mayor started to cry. He said, "I have nothing to offer you but empty buildings." Elara said, "That is all we need. Give us 3 months." The next 3 months were hard. Elara called her daughter Lena, who was now an engineer in the city. Lena said, "You abandoned me. Why should I help you?" Elara said, "Because I am trying to become someone worth forgiving." Lena agreed to come for 1 week. She saw her mother teaching Kai, and Kai teaching her mother. She saw them laugh together. Lena stayed for the whole 3 months. Construction was a nightmare. The weather was terrible, and the volunteers had no experience. Then, on the night before the final assembly, a huge storm hit. A support cable snapped, and equipment crashed into the sea. Everyone wanted to give up. But Kai ran onto the pier in the pouring rain and shouted, "I have been homeless and hungry. I am still here. You do not get to win." Elara grabbed a wrench and ran to join him. Lena followed. The volunteers followed. They worked all night, and when the sun rose, the floating garden pier was complete. 6 months later, Salt Creek was alive again. Tourists came, and businesses opened. Kai received a letter from a family who wanted to foster him. He told Elara, "You are the first person who ever looked at me like I was worth something. I will visit every weekend." Elara hugged him and said, "You are not broken. You were built from pieces that other people threw away, and that made you stronger." Lena quit her job in the city and started a new life with her mother. On the last night, Elara drew one final picture. It was not a blueprint. It was a portrait of Kai laughing. Underneath, she wrote, "There is no blueprint for hope. You build it from what breaks you." And for the first time in 10 years, Elara Vance smiled. She had lost everything and built something new from the ruins. And that was the only success that ever truly mattered.